Hey, good evening. I am doing my first live YouTube video right now with my husband cheering me on. This week, wow, man, the last several weeks have been crazy here in Corpus Christi, Texas. We have a very hot market. We have limited inventory and lots of buyers. So, with that being said, I'm going to tell you something that happened to me that was um, unfortunate, but yet a good learning experience. Not that I haven't been in very tight negotiations before, but I always tell people I'm always looking for ways to learn and do a better job. So this week I had a property that was going on the market and a in a condo, and the front desk told my clients to contact a certain realtor that is known to work in that building a lot. And so when I reached out to that realtor, they had already known that my property was coming on the market and they were going to prepare an offer. And they told me what their offer was going to be. And I said, yeah, that's not going to work because we hadn't even put it on the market. Okay. And I'm just going to give some hypothetical numbers. Okay. But let's say the number was 229. Okay, and they first offered 215, and then we said, yeah, that's not going to work. Um, and I said to my clients, what do you think it would take for you to be willing to move ahead? Do you see my dogs in the back? To move ahead with an acceptable offer. So my client said, well, we haven't even put it on the market yet. Let's say 225. Remember the price was 229 in this hypothetical situation. That was a real situation, but I'm not using the real numbers. All that to be said, the realtor prepared the offer, sent it back. I did not see it in my email. And when the realtor texted me later and asked me if I had it, I said I did not. They had forgotten a letter in my email, so they had mistyped it in, and so I never got it. So then they said they needed to get it to me and also change a page because there was a typo on the price and all that to be said. So anyway, we went back and forth for several days, maybe I think this realtor said maybe 5 days. And what happened was, my clients are out of state. We have a time change. We have schedule conflicts, and between getting the contract in properly and you know going back and forth with my people. My client's working, so I was dealing with my client's partner. And so there was just like delays in communication and due to schedules and times and coordinating each other and getting back from the owner and getting it back and all that to be said. So anyway, at one point, you know, I had sent the offer over to my clients and they said this isn't going to work because, we haven't even put it on the market and they have what we call an option period, which is a 10-day period to back out if that's what you ask for. 10 days to unrestricted right to back out of the contract. And it was financed and, cash is king, but we were willing to go with a finance deal to try to make it work. And so then my clients were, yeah, that's not going to work. And they asked for like a $500 home warranty. And they're like, no, that's not going to work. so, so I went back to my clients again. I said, okay, well, what would you want me to change, if you're willing to consider this offer? And so they said, well, take off those things and then get it back to us and we'll talk about it. I said, okay. So I called the other realtor and I said, hey, look, that's not going to work. They're not okay with this. They're not okay with that. They said to change it. And so I'm going to change it and I'm going to send it back to them. And I'll get back to you. I said, we want to keep our word. We want to work with you, but, these terms are unacceptable. Now, in the meantime, I put the property on the market at like midnight. And now here's why I did it. I did not do it to get competition. I did not do it to get a cash offer. I didn't do it to push this realtor and their client out of the deal. I only did it because my job as a realtor is to protect my client. And one of the ways you can do that is by making sure that you put that property on the market, even if you seemingly have a flawless deal, because it could always fall apart and then you don't have it on the market. Okay, so my plan was I was going to put it on the market that night and then change it once we escrowed it, most likely the next day. I would then change it to pending. Okay, so I'm giving you I'm trying to help you to understand this process because you have to be careful on what you say to realtors, what you say to buyers, what you say to your clients, how you relay information. Okay, and so what I did was I sent it back to my clients and they didn't get back to me right away. And so that next day, after I had put the property on the market at like midnight, the next morning by 9, 10 a.m., I've got several texts. I've got two people telling me they're putting in cash offers, full price, and one was over full price. And I was like, well, I was under the impression that my clients were going to accept the other deal. Okay, that was $5,000 less, $4,000 less than asking price. And so I told these cash buyers, I said, look, my clients said they were going to sign another contract. And so why don't you put in for a backup offer? So both of these realtors put in for a backup offer. And when my clients got their contracts, they said, well, we'd be a fool not to accept this cash offer. They're closing, they can close in a week. They asked me to ask them, can they close in a week? How quickly can they close? And one was $1,000 more. So now they're getting $5,000 more. They close in a week. They don't have to deal with appraisal. They don't have to deal with sending condo documents, which can be a pain in the butt sometimes to lenders because lenders sell them on the secondary market. And then if the condo docs, they have questions it just can be a little bit, and you have to wait on the appraiser. And then you have things about the appraiser. And so it's not terrible. It's just when you close in a week and not have all these things that these lenders are trying to look through, it's a no-brainer. And so my clients then said, well, Jackie, business is business. And we really want to work with that agent. We really like that agent, as did I. And I respect the agent. And they said, we know this is probably going to put you in a bad spot. And I said, yes, it is, but it's not about me. My fiduciary duty, my loyalty, and my job as a realtor is to protect your best interests. And so, the realtor implied that I was trying to basically do dirty business. And, I'm sharing with you not to have you go, oh, Jackie, that sucks. You tried and da, da, da. No, I'm not trying to get sympathy. But what I'm saying is we have to be very careful on what we do. Okay. And how we handle these things. So like in hindsight, okay, the impression that the other realtor had, the first offer had, was that we weren't going to put it on the market, and I wasn't going to put it on the market to get a deal. I was just going to put it on the market so that I could have it on there, have it on the MLS as a comp, have it on there for backup just in case things didn't work out, right? That's my job, to protect my client. But unfortunately, due to the delays, and they weren't intentional, it was just a series of events that caused the delays that basically cost the first potential buyer with financing the deal. But ultimately, I have to do what my clients asked me to do, which was to accept the cash offer. Okay. And so with that being said, I went back and was trying to be as gracious as I could. Even my client sent an email and said, Jackie, we're going to send an email just so they understand that, it's not you, it's us. And we weren't trying to pit them against other buyers. It's just what happened. Now, in other markets, just so you understand your market, some markets have an expiration time on their offer. Okay. And can be a catch-22, because if you put an expiration on your offer and someone's out of state like my people are, right, and they don't get back to you in time, then your offer has expired and then you just really are completely out. Right? But at the same time, if you don't put an expiration on your offer, then they can drag you along for a while and you're kind of waiting around for these people. Okay. In our market, I've yet to see someone put an expiration on their offer. I don't, because it's just not customary and it would kind of throw people off a little bit. And I don't want to lose the opportunity for the deal just in case there's a delay. Okay. So Sometimes realtors and sellers play dirty. Okay. Now you have to understand, unless that contract has been signed and sent back, literally initialed and sent back to the other party, it is not a valid contract. You know, and I'll give you an example from one of the lawyers who teaches our legal and ethics. Was you could sit across from a table from someone and go, okay, yeah, I'll sign, we're willing to move ahead. And they go sign and they look up and go, you know what, I've changed my mind. And they don't push that paper across the table. Well, guess what? You don't have a binding contract. It doesn't matter if you looked them in the eyes and said yes, if you don't push that paper back and hand it over to them signed. Okay, so there's always so much to learn. And so as a realtor trying to hopefully encourage other realtors to be careful, I think looking back, I think I would have done it differently in the sense that I would say, look, we want to give you first shot at it. Let's see what you have. We're going to put it on the market and see what happens. Even though I wasn't planning on getting backup offers, but we'll see if we can make yours work. We're not sure if we're going to, because they're still thinking they want to put it on the market, which they weren't. We were just doing it as a protective measure. But meaning in the future, especially like I have a listing coming up, I'm just, let's say I had this same type of situation, I would just be like, hey, look, we want to work with you, but I'm going to put it on the market. And if I get a cash offer and my clients want to take it, then it's nothing personal. We're not trying to get your hopes up falsely. We're trying to see if we can make it work with you. But if for some reason we get a full price cash offer closing in 1 or 2 weeks, then my clients most likely will take it. Right. And I just wish, I just wish I had done it a little differently, because now I've hurt the relationship with another realtor that I do care about and whatever. But I do know this, that my conscience was clear, and that, I told these other realtors, these other people to put in backup offers, and lo and behold, my clients took it as it's not the backup, but as, as the actual offer. So, the best learning lessons, and as disappointing as it is, I can say some of my best learning lessons have been the ones that are most painful or the ones that are most costly. Okay. And so be careful what you say, be careful how you do things. In a case where it's a hot market, and you have someone who might want it, just say, we will consider an offer from you, but we're still going to put the property on the market in order to give our clients the opportunity to potentially get other offers, and that's in their best interest. And my duty is to protect them in their best interest, right? So anyway, that was not dirty business. It wasn't dirty business, but it could be if realtors are kind of playing games and trying to pit you against other people and kind of sneaky. My broker said if I had said, oh, we got a deal, we're good, let's go, then I could have been breaching the code of ethics. And I understand that, but I wasn't doing that. I was just saying, oh yeah, okay, let me see, let me send it back. Oh, that's not going to work. Let me send it back. Let me see. Let me make some changes. Let me send it back. And, just learn from me. Don't go through it yourself. Okay. So that's it for tonight, and have a good night with Jackie O right here in Corpus Christi, Texas.